Good evening, everybody. I'm your host, Jack Remington, the Jack Remington Political Analyst Channel. Today's video, July 13th, 2025, is the 1 year after the Butler, Pennsylvania shooting at the then leading candidate, Donald John Trump, President number 45, who lost the election to Joe Biden in 2020. He's trying to win 2024, and thank goodness he did. Before he did that, he had to survive this shooting attempt. But before we get started, I would like us to participate in a 1 minute of silence in memoriam to the fallen victims, almost all of them were children, in that horrific flooding in Kerr County and surrounding areas in Texas. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for showing the utmost respect for our fellow American parents now who are suffering in their most dire hour of need in their entire lives. So, that's over. And I thank you again for today's video. And talking about that attempt, many Americans and foreigners abroad and across the world were glad that Donald John Trump survived this horrific shooting attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania. Now we can have a conversation about the 1 year ago near tragedy in Butler, Pennsylvania. But instead of me doing the initial talking, let's hear what the victims of Butler, Pennsylvania have to say.
He's never coming back. He's not going to be able to return to anything. They return to their jobs. They have my brother's blood on their hands.
Corey Comperatore's family calling out the Secret Service, saying that after a year, no one has been held accountable for his death. Thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Ken Rice.
And I'm Christine Sorensen. It's been nearly a year since then candidate Donald Trump was shot at a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. 2 others were injured, and Corey Comperatore was killed.
And now the new deputy director of the Secret Service is talking about accountability and moving forward.
Secret Service is totally accountable for Butler. Butler was an operational failure. And we are focused today on ensuring that it never happens again.
Matt Quinn, Secret Service Deputy Director, tells CBS News 6 agents were suspended for varying lengths of 10 to 42 days without pay or benefits. But to the family who lost a loved one, it's not enough.
KDKA's Jennifer Barrasso joins us with more. Jen?
Yeah, Christine, in an exclusive interview, Corey Comperatore's sister blasted the Secret Service's punishment of 6 people. She said that's not accountability. She says she and her family have not heard from any federal agencies or President Trump.
They have my brother's blood on their hands, and they're able to return to work and go back to living their lives. It's not fair. It isn't fair. Our family is furious.
Corey Comperatore's sister, Kelly, is furious, frustrated, and angry, slamming the U.S. Secret Service after announcing it suspended 6 people for up to 6 weeks without pay or benefits after wrapping its internal review of the Trump attempted assassination in Butler. No one will be fired.
How does something like this happen and nobody is fired? 10 days to 42 days of suspension, and they returned to their jobs. They returned to their jobs on restricted duty or limited duty. What does that mean?
The former fire chief husband and father was shot in the head and killed while shielding his family from the gunfire. Corey was 50. Rally-goers Jim Copenhaver and David Dutch shot but survived. Kelly believes the Secret Service hasn't taken enough accountability.
Accountability? No, they haven't. If suspending 6 people and us finding this out now is their idea of accountability, it is not. It is not. We need names.
Kelly wants information about who decided to put the AGR building where Thomas Crooks fired 8 shots outside the secured perimeter, to the person from the Secret Service who didn't pick up walkie-talkies, and what was communicated from that command post when law enforcement lost sight of Crooks. Do you feel like the federal government, will protect its own?
I do. Why have we heard nothing up until this point? Nothing. I feel like we are not being told the whole truth. I'm fired up. I want people to pay.
Kelly says no one from the federal government has reached out to her a year later. Has the Secret Service reached out to you, Corey's mother, or anyone else?
No.
How does that make you feel?
We have not been contacted by anyone. My mother buried a son, and nobody has contacted us. We did get 2 calls from the Trump administration, from President Trump himself, right after the shooting. But since everything has transpired, we have been kept completely out of the loop.
She believes President Trump could help get those answers. Do you want to hear from President Trump?
I would, and I think my mom would too. Yeah, absolutely. He almost died that day too. You would think that there would be some kind of urgency, right? You would think that there would be urgency, that he would be putting the heat on some people in the administration to get to the bottom of this. Give this family some answers. My mom is afraid. She's 78 years old. She's afraid that she's going to die before she knows who is responsible for killing her little boy.
I have some brand new information. I've just confirmed that the Secret Service's field office in Pittsburgh has taken the brunt of the suspensions. I'm told 4 of the 6 are from Pittsburgh, including the head of the field office and the second in command. Like any federal employee, they can appeal their suspensions. Meantime, the Secret Service said today of the 46 recommendations made by congressional oversight committees, 21 have been implemented, 16 are in progress.
And now let's take a look at the reaction of the shooter's family in the neighborhood, the family where Thomas Crooks lived.
The attempted assassination also thrust Bethel Park into the spotlight. News crews from all over the world spent several days staked out on Milford Drive, reporting near the home where Thomas Crooks lived.
Yeah, it was relatively difficult to find neighbors who would be willing to speak with us on camera last year, and part of that is because so many of them were concerned about the potential for political violence in their neighborhood. Today, we checked back in, speaking with the same people we spoke with on camera last year to see what ended up happening. A year after the attempted assassination, this same blue pickup truck still sits in the driveway of Thomas Crooks' family.
I actually wasn't sure if they still live there or not because I haven't seen anybody coming or going. So either they're keeping to themselves or they've moved on.
Kelly Little lives directly across from the home. She remembers what it was like in the weeks that followed the shooting.
There was a wave of people driving by to look at the house.
When we talked last, it was chaos, right?
Allegheny County Councilman Dan Grisbeck lives down the street. He shared with us last July the concerns he and others had.
People are concerned with the potential that, this act of political violence will result in further political violence. I think people are worried that, conspiracy theorists are going to maybe come to the area and do something not particularly smart.
But that didn't end up being the case.
I thought there might be some people showing them some hate, but I haven't seen anything.
I think it's great, obviously, right? No one wants to ever see the violence, political or otherwise.
It seemed to all blow over.
It went back to normal pretty quickly after the incident.
National and foreign reporters stopped asking questions. The cars stopped driving by.
I think it's good. I think they need to be left alone.
And certainly whenever I tell people, from other places that, I live in Bethel Park, they'd be like, oh, yeah, I know that was where the Trump shooter lived. And so you get that every once in a while. But in terms of locally, it's very much just something that we've moved on from. And, Bethel Park's going to continue to be the great place to live that it always has been.
Now, Allegheny County property records do show that the Crooks family still owns that home. Now, Little thanked local law enforcement for keeping a frequent presence in the days and weeks following the assassination attempt, helping to keep everyone in her community safe. Now, the Crooks family has never spoken publicly about their son. Reporting live, Ricky Sayer, KDK TV News.
Really? No. You see, Team Red is not usually violent like Team Blue. You know the cast of characters in Team Blue, and Black Lives Matter, Antifa, and a few other clowns. In closing, it is disturbing that the Trump administration is not keeping up with the Comperatore family and letting them know that we're going to take corrective action. Believe me, I understand why the family is not happy. I get it. I think most of us do get it. So, call to action. I'm going to do this, and I'm asking you to do this too. Write the White House on their WhiteHouse.gov site and say, hey, look, when's President Trump going to do something about this? And make sure you use President Trump. Maybe Don Jr. will see this, and I'm also going to go on Twitter. I'm going to try to bug Don Jr. I'm going to get on other sites. But for us, for now, to call to action, we're going to write to WhiteHouse.gov, and we're going to express our concern about this incident, about this whole entire near tragedy. But it's still a final tragedy for this Comperatore family. This is horrible. I'm going to post my example of what I've done on the upcoming video. I got a lot of updates I got to cover, and we're going to do our Jackass of the Month videos. I got to catch up. I got to do April, May, and June, and pretty soon July. Thank you. Always a great day to be an American. Thank goodness Donald Trump survived that attempt and those other attempts. I'm glad he won the election. Thank God I was born in this country. I was born an American. God bless America. God bless Donald Trump and his administration, except for Pam Bondi and Bangino and Patel. They're the only three I'm unhappy with. They got to go. Long live the Constitutional Republic, which is the United States of America. Long live that. Thank you. Stay tuned for the next video.